as well, observing the laws of Moses until the time of restoration. It says, according to 2nd Esdras 13 and 45, Columbus identified America with this land.
Wow.
So it's letting you know. So they know this history, but they don't want to show you that.
Yeah.
You understand that? So they know that when he read the Bible, he said this land over there, and it's identified in the scriptures as Osiris.
I'm doing all the way to the bottom, right?
Yeah, we went to the bottom. They're going to
68, 1954. That's their time.
These are probably key moments in history.
You can go back up and we'll take a picture of these timelines and research what happened in each one.
Yeah, those are key moments.
1968, we know what happened during that time period.
Yeah.
1968.
Look at that.
Going back to history, all these, yeah, I'm gonna take a picture. Osiris Thomas is gonna bond my head up.
Boom. That's it. That's where you sprung up out of
They
nowhere.
grew you out of the ground in the 1400s. That's it. These are not those random dates. One big old barrel.
What's that?
Scholars had traveled to Timbuktu to study at that Cain University there. Bam. So they wanted any knowledge, any information on how to conquer us.
That's how they knew who we were.
Yep. Timbuktu was the largest library, all of them information.
Like that brother right there that they hauled him on.
Yeah.
They probably just turned in there.
Just turn him in. Yeah, that's what. That's why they're able to sit on horses. Because they're the only ones that's on horses around here. What makes them to be able to sit on a horse with the rest of the black folks in servitude? Look at the brother right there. Got the hot cauldron pot on his head.
That's a position of servitude.
Exactly.
Hey, the heavy thing is too, they're talking about how they conquered Jews and the Moors.
Right.
What do you see white servants?
You don't see none.
What do you see white Jews?
No way. Wow.
What do you see anybody that's in a position of servitude other than blacks?
Right. Look back there in the back. Brother got his shirt off back there in the back. Sister going back there and all the white people living high.
Yeah, high up. Hey, you see the guy all the way in the back with the black hat?
Yeah.
Amalek.
Oh yeah, that's Amalek. He always in the mix. Esau always in the midst. You see that, don't you? Yeah. Anytime something go wrong with us, he appeared.
He's the reason why.
He is every time he comes. That's why the scripture says he adds death. When you read in Habakkuk 2, I think it is 2 in verse 5 or 6, it said that he never keepeth at home and is as death. Everywhere he go, death and hell follow him. And look, they're bringing him to the king. He's going to meet with the king and the queen.
Hey, that's another fact in Leopold's letter. He says, our job is, your job as missionaries is not to teach them to know God. They already know God. They already have the God. Our job is to submit them.
Right.
And to give up the resources
Damn.
willingly. So they did that by forced labor. They did it by oppression, like you said, captivity, murder, genocide.
This is what Paul was talking about in 2 Corinthians 11, verse 4. It says, but if he that cometh preacheth another Jesus, that's what this is. That's what this is. The Catholic Church, they came with another Jesus, a different doctrine than what our ancestors had learned. See, they come and preach another Jesus whom we have not preached, or if you receive another spirit, which ye have not received, or another gospel, which ye have not accepted. That's what this is. So right after this happened, they give up all their resources. Belgium become rich. You understand? All the European countries become rich. Scramble for Africa, 1884 Berlin Conference. All that stuff started with them sending missionaries in the 14 and 1500s. Jesuit priests, and a pope gave them license to do so. Never forget that. A pope gave them license to go into Africa and to colonize it. But he a man of God. He's a thinker. He's a fighter. He's taken as a slave, then he came back. He went back to Africa, right? What was he, it wasn't Sierra Leone. Nigeria, that's it.
Uluwada.
Yeah,
You know
that's
that's Judah.
Yeah, that's Judah.
Judah.
That's what
That's
that
Judah
is.
right there. 'Cause I know Uwaida. Uwaida is Judah.
Right.
Iquana.
Exactly what it is.
First objective was screw.
Now his last name was Spanish though, right?
Yes, it is. So Uluwada.
Yeah, that's it right there.
Basically, this area right here, all of this area right here is the Israelites. Basically, all the way up from the tip of Egypt, Israel, Saudi Arabia, Iraq, Iran, that's all ours. Lebanon, that's just Israelites. That's just theirs. You see what I'm saying? But the land of Israel where you see it today is very, very small. It's like, I've lived there. It's like if I were to leave my house in Ashkelon, which is on the coast, I can get to Tel Aviv in an hour and a half. You know, it was a quick drive. So the land of Israel, the way it has today, is not the land that's on the map. It's bigger. Everything's bigger than what you see. You can't. Who gonna fly up there and see that? Ain't none of us got no satellite or got no be able to really go and see the actual size of the land, man. So we have to go off what they tell us, based off their measurements. But Africa's much bigger than all this up here.
Those cargo ships.
Yeah.
And that's why we like to say that it was brought up on Preaching Saints. The reason why they can't really identify the slave ships today because they went right back to
I
cargo.
went right back to cargo. That was only used for a time.
Yeah.
When they said we're gonna discontinue the slave trade, they said, okay, cool. Let's go back.
We're gonna use the ships right back to
Let's go
cargo.
back to Horizon, different things like that.
Hey, you know what I'm thinking about too? You know how they have a Pirates of Caribbean, all these pirate movies. Who do you think they was taking the gold from? The Queen of Spain. Yeah, they was taking the gold from the Queen of the King and Queen of Spain. And all the Costa Leon, all those ships,
Yep.
that was the gold of the natives. That was
Yep.
the wealth that came from our fathers that the pirates was taken from.
Exactly.
All those pirate movies and shows, I'm like, damn, that's crazy. This still
That's
our
crazy.
gold.
Still our gold. Yep. Same thing with what's your boy name? Indiana Jones. He's a thief.
Yep. All that gold. That's all
He
that
was a
gold.
thief.
glorified
He's a
thief.
thief. He's a glorified thief. You know how much gold is generated there? How could you possibly get that back?
Hey,
It's impossible.
You can't.
hey, check
You
this
gotta
out.
get it. You gotta get it over
Yeah.
there. And your life.
Because they use the resources out there to subdue the whole world.
Exactly.
So they got it. You can't give us anything less than that.
Nothing that great.
It's crazy how small they make Africa and all of these countries fit.
Oh, man.
Every
Yeah.
country on there fits
Yeah.
inside.
In Africa.
That's all you
Asia ain't that big compared to Africa.
No, but you
That's
can fit
crazy.
Everything, every other
Yep.
continent, whatever, inside Africa. Africa is small as hell. They know better.
South America's big too.
Yeah, South
It's
America.
huge. It's huge. But we don't
These two
know that.
Small as hell, and they got America. This little thing ain't no bigger than fucking they ain't even bigger than Texas.
Yeah, check this out. This is Ezekiel 20, verse 13. It's concerning Cain. It says, "Thou hast been in Eden, the garden of God." Because we know Eden, parts of Eden encompasses Africa, portions of Africa. Every precious stone was thy covering: the sardis, the topaz, and the diamond, the beryl, the onyx, the jasper, the sapphire, the emerald, and the carbuncle, and gold. You think about it, where you get all those minerals from, those elements from? You get it from Africa. And Esau knows that at one point in time, like you say, he was operating under Cain. He had all that. He had pieces of Africa in the Garden of Eden. But what happened? The Lord kicked him out. So what do you think Esau doing now? He's trying to reclaim what he used to have or have access to. So that's why he's trying to rob Africa. He's trying to get a piece of what he think he used to have back then.
Right.
But all that gold, all that wealth belonged to Adam.
That's why he got the spirit of Cain in him.
Yeah, he got the spirit of Cain. And he tried to all this that we read that he used to have. What is in the transport or Revelation chapter 18? And this is all the same minerals.
Remember the Lord told Cain when Cain said, "My punishment I can't bear it," because he went from the wealth here to wandering like a vagabond with a mark of leprosy on him. He stood out to everybody on the earth. He had to go rogue. He had to go evil. What was he gonna do?
He worked his way back home.
Yeah, that's what he tried to do. He originally was part of the land of Eden, and he had all the wealth, the gold, the carbuncle, jasper, the sapphire, all that wealth he had access to.
In 1940.
Yeah, when he decided he could went off. When he went off, he broke the commandments.
In the second Ezra 3, it said that when Adam fell, it was like the flood.
Yep.
That's how horrific of an event it was to go from having riches and wealth like that to going to base. That's what happened. Cain killed Abel. Adam, all them was in the garden. They got kicked out of the garden. Yep. And the garden is here.
Yep. The whole area.
The whole area was where the Garden of Eden was.
Fertile Crescent.
Yes. And they lost that. So now Cain is a vagabond going to Europe, Asia, various places, spreading his seed, spreading his armies. First time you read about multiple wives, you read about it in Genesis 4.
Yeah.
First time you read about murder and weaponry, you read about it in Genesis 4. So now, Berlin Conference, 1884, fast forward way forward in time. He go right back to Africa, do the same thing, same spirit. And
you look at it too, Cap, too, when it comes to all the doctrines in terms of the sons of God, what they got caught up to, the reason why the Lord destroyed them. Right. It's the same thing esau doing. Remember, Isaac and Rebekah was displeased at Esau because he married women outside the nation.
Right.
So what do you think Cain did? How do you think we got introduced to interracial miscegenation? The same thing Cain was doing back then. There was intermarrying with us, with the sons of God. The same thing Esau was doing. They were fornicator by nature.
What is a nation? Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is you.
And finally, my brethren, be strong.